Help me reach 5,000 subscribers. Support the video with a like and leave your thoughts in the comments. I read everyone. Thank you. She turned her shoulder when I reached for her. Not a fight, not a speech. Just a quick shrug in our own kitchen like my hand was a fly. I stood there with a dish towel and a pan on the stove, and Brooke flicked through her phone as if the room was empty. Movie tonight. I tried again. I booked off early. I'm exhausted, she answered without looking up. Don't start planning things I didn't agree to. Walk after dinner? Don't feel like it. I set the towel down. You've been tired 6 nights in a row. You keeping a log? Her mouth twitched. That's cute. I'm keeping a marriage, I told her. You handle the dishes, she said, tapping her screen. I have my Pilates thing. She took her bottle, brushed past me, and left the kitchen. No kiss. No touch. Just the smell of her lotion and the door clicking. If I'd known where it was headed, I would have taken a different road that night. But I didn't. Not yet. I still did the pan, wiped the counter, and told myself people go through phases. I've run crews in the shop for 20 years. Motors stall. You diagnose. You fix. You test. That's how I treated us. A system that needed work, not a sinking boat. Only systems don't look you in the eye and tell you you're the problem. The first week I chased. The second week I listened. The third week I started taking notes in my head. Saturday morning I put coffee on the table. I'd added cinnamon the way she used to like it. Brooke scrolled again. Morning, I started. We haven't had time together. Tonight, I'll make that pasta you like. We sit, phones down, we talk. She slid the mug away with a finger like it might spill. I'm going out. Nora's birthday. Good, I nodded. We can do tomorrow. You hear me? Tonight. And I'll need the car because parking's a nightmare. I already grabbed a reservation. I'll drive you, pick you up. She finally met my eyes. Mark, I don't need a chauffeur. Never offered that job, I replied. I offered dinner and a ride. Why do you make everything heavy? She stood, tied her hair back. I don't want a big talk. You're turning into that guy. What guy? The guy who can't take a hint. I leaned back in the chair. Which hint are we talking about? The hint where I want my space, she said. The hint where I don't have to entertain you every night. Space, I repeated. Got it. What's the measure? Hours. Days. Don't be weird, she snapped. Just don't cling. Handle your stuff. Already do, I told her. I took my mug, dumped my coffee in the sink, and rinsed it. All right. New plan. I'll take myself off the calendar. No more guessing games. You want time, you ask. Until then, I'm using my weekends for my own things. She squinted. What things? The shop. The gym. My brother's place. Fishing with Mike. It's a long list. I took my keys from the hook. I'll text you before I'm home. Helps with your space. So that's it. You pout because I have a life. No pouting, I said. Boundary. I didn't ask for a boundary, she muttered. You didn't need to, I countered. You asked for space. I'm giving you room to breathe and me room to stop chasing. Everybody wins. She laughed once. You're really going to act tough now? Not tough. Clear. I opened the garage door. We'll test it a week. Fine, she said, settling back on the stool. Just don't be dramatic. Brooke, I replied. If I ever get dramatic, you'll know. Today is quiet. I left it there. At the shop, Jenna was under a Tahoe with a socket wrench, yelling for the air hose. You look like you swallowed a lemon, she called out. Everything all right, boss? Fine, I answered, pulling the work order stack. Just updating a policy at home. Policy, she repeated. Sounds romantic. Even romance runs better with rules, I said. By lunch, I'd moved my weekend to-do list into the shop schedule. I canceled 2 dinner attempts I'd lined up in advance. I texted, got your space note. I'm on late. Back after 10. She read it. No reply. At 6, I headed to Mike's garage to help him with his porch lights because he wired them backwards and was pretending it was intentional. Mike wiped his hands. Brooke not with you. She's got a birthday thing, I told him. We're on new rules for a bit. He whistled. Didn't know you two ran on rules. We do now. You good with that? I'm good with a clean line, I said, twisting the wire nut. Worst thing you can do to a circuit is short it with indecision. He grinned. Only you would make marriage a wiring diagram. It's cheaper than therapy, I said. Around 9, my phone pinged. Brooke, can you pick me up at 11? I texted back. Already home across town by then. You set the space terms. Use a ride service. Stay safe. She wrote, You're useless. I didn't answer. That was the first time she wrote it. Not the last. Monday, she drifted past me again, perfume and cold air. I put my hand on her back as she reached for the fridge. Don't, she said. Even a hello is too much now. I'm not in the mood. Noted. I pulled out the whiteboard from the pantry. We had used it once to plan a barbecue. New update. She frowned. You're kidding. No. We split house logistics. Groceries, bills, errands. Half and half. If you can't make time, you can make lists. You're making lists for me? I'm making lists for us, I corrected. Also moving the budget. I'm separating discretionary spending. My account covers my life. Yours covers yours. We split the essentials. I'll email it. You're so controlling, she said, staring at the whiteboard like it insulted her. I'm the exact opposite, I replied. I'm giving you total control of your half. No more nagging either way. She crossed her arms. You can't just switch up how we do things. You switched it. I'm catching up. She rolled her eyes. So I have to go get my own oil change now. You're capable, I said. If you ask, I'll help. But I'm not volunteering where I'm not wanted. She opened her mouth, then closed it. At noon, a message arrived on my phone. Sorry I was short earlier. Work stress. Coffee later. At 3, she showed up at the shop with a cardboard tray. Truce, she said, handing me a cup with my name spelled wrong and a smile I hadn't seen in weeks. You work too hard. Jenna watched from the lift. Brooke glanced at the grease stains and wrinkled her nose. Come out back, I told Brooke. We stepped by the alignment rack. I was snappy, she said, touching my sleeve. It wasn't fair. Thanks for saying it, I replied. She leaned in half a step. Let's do dinner tonight. My treat. Tonight, I'm working late. I tapped the clipboard. Finished the civic, closed the books. Her voice softened. I'd like to see you. An old instinct told me to say yes. The coffee was warm in my hand. The apology sounded correct. The timing was neat. Too neat. Text me a day this week, I said. Phone's down. We'll do it right. Her smile thinned. You really need a calendar invite to see your wife? No, I told her. I need agreement. 2 people. That's all. She adjusted the strap on her bag. Fine. Wednesday. Done. She looked past me at Jenna. Hi, she offered. Jenna saluted with the wrench. Hi. On her way out, Brooke paused. One more thing. My mom's coming Saturday. I told her you'd fix the closet door. Saturday, I'm helping Mike with his deck. You can move that. I'm not moving it. I didn't raise my voice. I'll look at your mom's door another time. Or call a handyman. So you're busy now, she said, head tilted. Full schedule suddenly. I've always been busy, I replied. I just stopped pretending I wasn't. She stared at me like I'd spoken a foreign language. At closing, I locked up, and Jenna flicked off the bay lights. She brings coffee, then orders you around, Jenna noted. Classic. It's not a war, I said. You sure? She wiped her hands. Sounds like you're drawing lines. I'm drawing mine, I answered. She can draw hers. Wednesday, Brooke texted an hour before dinner. Emergency at work. Rain check. I replied, understood. Reschedule when convenient. Don't be passive-aggressive, she wrote. Not being anything, I sent. Just confirming the new rule. Whoever cancels reschedules. Your turn. 2 hours later, she sent a photo of a salad and a caption. Thinking of you. First soft move. Looked like care, read like bait. I didn't bite. Thursday, she peeked into the garage as I cleaned a carb. You're quiet, she said. I'm relaxing. With a carb. It's honest work. You could relax with me, she added, resting against the doorway. I wiped my hands. You mean sit in the same room while you scroll? Her jaw tightened. Forget it. I didn't forget anything, I said. I remember exactly how we got here. She didn't answer. There was a pattern forming. Test, soften, ask for something. Every ask had a price tag. Every softening had a timer. I set mine too. Mike's backyard on Sunday was full of guys in ball caps and kids chasing each other with water guns. He'd called it a cookout, even though he'd bought half the food pre-cooked. Brooke insisted on coming, then spent the first 20 minutes checking her reflection in her phone. I made a plate and handed it to her. I'm not hungry, she said, pushing it back. Eat later then. Lisa, our neighbor, waved from the patio. There's the power couple. Brooke laughed. Power's a stretch. Lisa raised an eyebrow. You okay? We're great, I answered. Sure, Brooke added, voice light. As long as Mark stays out of the way. A couple of heads turned. I set my beer down on the railing. Want to run that back? I asked. She gave me a sunny smile for the audience. It's a joke. Then here's mine. I told her. If you call me useless in front of people again, I'm heading out. You can ride with Lisa or a ride service. Mike glanced over, sensing weather. Oh, relax. Brooke waved a hand. He's sensitive lately. I'm specific, I answered. It's a big difference. She clinked her plastic cup against Lisa's. You know how men get when they age. A couple of the guys looked at their shoes. I nodded once. Mike, I called. Thanks for the invite. I'm heading out. You just got here, he protested. I'm a man of my word, I told him, and to Brooke, I added, you have a ride. Don't be ridiculous, she scoffed. You're my ride. Not today, I replied. Boundary applies in public too. She blinked. You're seriously leaving me here? I'm seriously leaving, I said, and I was already walking to the gate. It's not the same thing. Mike caught up to me at the curb. You all right? I'll be better tomorrow, I answered. Hold your grill steady. She'll need a lift. He shook his head. This is going to blow up. Probably, I said, unlocking my truck. Let it. At home, I sat on the back steps with a bottle of water and thought about every small cut from the past 2 months. If all you do is bleed, eventually you stop moving. I decided to stop bleeding. I pulled a duffel from the closet and carried it to the guest room. I moved half my clothes. I slept with the door locked. At midnight, Brooke came in, flipping lights. Mark, what was that? A consequence, I replied, propped on an elbow. You embarrassed me. No, I said. You did that yourself. I just declined to play along. So you're punishing me now? I'm living in the rules you wrote, I told her. Space. Independence. Separate logistics. You think this makes you look strong? Her voice went harsh. It makes you look petty. It makes me look done with disrespect, I answered. Different word. Different meaning. She stood at the foot of the bed. You like your guest room? Keep it. I don't want you in mine. Perfect alignment, I replied. Sleep well. She slammed the door. In the morning, I brewed my coffee and packed my lunch. Brooke walked in, hair tied, face set. You're not taking the car, she announced. I have a thing after work. We have 2 vehicles, I reminded her. Use the other. I don't like driving that one, she said. It's old. It's in better shape than most new ones, I said, taking my keys. But you don't have to like it. You just have to drive it. She stared at the keys in my hand. Switch with me. No. You're being impossible. I'm being consistent, I said. You're getting space and responsibility in a bundle. She grabbed her purse. Fine. By Thursday, the silence in the house had teeth. We moved around each other like co-workers who share a cubicle they both hate. That night, she stood in the hallway. You done with your little show? She asked. What show? The one where you act like you have standards. I put down the tape measure I'd used to fix a loose hinge. I've always had standards. I'm just enforcing them. She stepped closer. Or you're afraid to stand next to a woman who isn't impressed by you anymore. Is that the story? I asked. You want a man you can belittle until he begs? Her smile sharpened. I want a man who knows his place. I nodded slowly. There it was. Not even coded. I waited 1 heartbeat, 2. She watched for a flare, a snap, a scene. Thanks for saying it clear, I told her. It saves me time. She rolled her eyes. You're dramatic again. I'm precise again, I answered, and I brushed past her in the hallway, grazing the edge of the picture frame on the wall with my shoulder. The frame tilted and hung crooked. I left it that way. A small truth in wood and glass. Not everything gets fixed. Friday night the fuse blew. We were in the kitchen. She took another jab about how I'd be lost without her reminders. I poured a glass of water and set it down. You finished? I asked. She laughed into her phone. I could do this all day. I nodded. I know. Then she put the phone down, planted both palms on the island, and looked me dead in the eye. You're easy to replace. There it was. Clean shot. No drift. My hands didn't shake. I didn't argue. I took my keys from the bowl and walked to the garage. The engine turned over, steady and calm, because I take care of my machines. I backed out, pulled onto the street, and let the line go taut between us until it snapped on its own. 10 minutes later, my phone buzzed on the passenger seat. A text from Brooke. When you're coming back, buy me something sweet. I laughed once. Not happy. Not sad. A sound like a door latch clicking. I swung into the big box store lot, parked, and walked to luggage. I bought the biggest suitcase they had. Red, hard shell, wheels that turned like they were auditioning for a dance show. I put it in the back, drove home, and rolled it into the kitchen. She looked up from her phone. You bought candy? I set the suitcase upright. Pack everything you own in here. It's time for you to move out. Her mouth opened, closed, opened again. You're not serious. Dead serious. You can't tell me to leave my home. It's my house, I replied. I owned it before we met. I paid for every brick. You've had comfort and my patience. Both ran out. She rounded the island. You're trying to scare me. I'm trying to be efficient. I spun the suitcase lid open. The empty space inside looked considerate. I'll give you 2 weeks. I'll be in the guest room. We'll handle essentials and keep it clean. No scenes. Handshakes on exit. She stared at the suitcase like it was a weapon. You're not doing this, she said, voice low. I am. The next morning, she switched tactics. She made pancakes, the kind she learned from my sister, and set a plate at my spot like we were on a sitcom. Truce, she asked as I came in. I'm good, I answered, pouring coffee. Don't do that. Her voice turned soft. Don't throw us out over one sentence. It wasn't one sentence, I told her. It was a thesis. You've been writing it for months. She reached out, brushing my sleeve. I was out of line. I agree. I'm saying I'll try. I don't want you to try, I replied. I want you to respect me. You either do or you don't. Trying is for diets and golf. Her hand stayed in the air, empty. I don't want to move, she said. This is my life. You wanted power, I said quietly. You got it. You get to choose. Pack or keep disrespecting me and see how fast the timeline shrinks. You're cruel, she whispered. No, I answered, pushing the plate back toward her. I'm firm. Work was a relief. Machines don't lie. Midday, Brooke walked into the shop, hair done, smile bright, a box of cupcakes in her arms. Brought treats for the team, she sang. Jenna whispered near the compressor. Oh boy. Brooke put the box on the counter. Mark, can we talk in your office? Out here is fine, I told her. She adjusted a cupcake so the frosting swirl pointed straight up. I've been thinking. I overreacted. I pushed. I made you feel small. That wasn't fair. Thanks for finally naming it, I replied. I want to fix it. Okay. So put the suitcase away, she said. We'll reset. There's no reset button, I told her. There's a calendar. It has 2 weeks on it. Her smile didn't move. Only her eyes tightened. You'd really throw away our marriage over a bad month? You threw it away with steady contempt, I answered. I'm just opening the trash bag. Jenna choked on a laugh and pretended it was a cough. Brooke shot her a look, then turned back to me. We can go to a counselor. I'm not paying someone to translate basic respect, I said. I speak English. You do too. She leaned in, voice lower. You're making me look bad in public. You did that at Mike's, I replied. And at Lisa's driveway. And right here, when you brought a box of icing to pretend things are sweet. Her jaw clenched. You're mean. I'm clean, I said. Pack. She straightened. You'll regret this. I regret waiting this long, I answered. That night, she turned the charm up to a level I hadn't seen since our first summer. A candle on the table. A playlist that used to be ours. She walked around me in the kitchen like a dancer, accidental touches, soft questions. I listened, kept distance, kept my voice even. Let me make it up to you, she said. No, I replied, folding a dish towel. Let you make it right. Different job. So I have to grovel? You have to move. She knocked a spoon into the sink, metal against steel. You're cold. I'm awake. Her next move was pressure through friends. Sunday afternoon, she showed up at Mike's with a store-bought pie and a rehearsed look. Can we sit? She asked, gesturing to the porch where Mike was sanding. Say it here, I told her. If it's honest, it can survive fresh air. She turned to Mike. He's throwing me out. Mike looked at me. True. I gave her 2 weeks, I said. Clean exit. Because I hurt his feelings, she added. Because you killed my respect, I corrected. Mike set the sander down. Not my circus, but I'll say this once. Mark's the most stubborn man I know. When he says he's done, he's done. Brooke's tone sharpened. So everyone's on his side now. Not sides, Mike answered. Consequences. She faced me again. If you put me out, people will talk. People are already talking, I replied. Here's the announcement. We're not a good fit. We're handling it like adults. You're punishing me for being honest, she snapped. I told you I wasn't impressed, and instead of improving, you're quitting. I'm not a product, I said. I'm a person. Mike lifted his hands. I'm heading inside. Stay, I told him. I want a witness. Brooke's eyes flashed. That's low. No, I said. It's clear. She crossed her arms. Fine. I need a place. You have your mom, I answered. Or Nora. You have options. I have standards, she shot back. I don't sleep on couches. Then get a lease, I said. You have 2 weeks and a job. She inhaled like a diver ready to jump. You want to see how fast I can replace you? There it is again, I replied. Your favorite line. Save it for your new audience. You want me to beg, she accused. I want you gone, I said. Not because I hate you. Because I like myself. She shook her head, turned, and walked down the steps. Halfway to the street, she spun back. You'll regret this. You said that already, I replied. I'm still waiting. The next days were logistics. I boxed her off-season clothes and put them by the door. I set a shelf aside in the garage. I moved our wedding photos into a drawer without ceremony. I switched our streaming accounts to separate emails because it was cleaner, not because I cared what she watched. I told Lisa in 2 lines over the fence. We're separating. I'm all right. She nodded like she'd seen it coming, because she had. Brooke came home late Tuesday. Perfume loud, eyes brighter than usual, smile fixed. I found a place, she announced. Short term. I moved the 28th. Good. I need help with the truck. I'll load the heavy things, I said. Then I'm done. She stepped closer, voice softening again. You sure you don't want to talk one more time? We've been talking, I answered. What you mean is negotiate. I'm not negotiating my self-respect. So this is final, she said. This is final. She searched my face for something to grip. When she didn't find it, she nodded like we'd closed a business deal. Maybe we had. That night, she stood in my doorway. Mark, yeah, I never meant to hurt you. You meant to control me, I replied. You just misjudged the controls. You could have tried harder. I could have tried longer, I corrected. Harder isn't the point. She opened her mouth. I raised a hand. Save it, I said. Use the energy to pack. She moved on a Thursday, sun high, heat mean. I carried the heavy boxes, didn't say a lot, and signed for the elevator key at her new building because someone needed to hold a pen. When the last box was in, I handed her the red suitcase by the handle. Keep it, I told her. You'll need it. She smiled without humor. You think you won. I think I learned, I said. You'll be lonely, she offered. I'll be free, I replied. Same thing. Not for me. I took the elevator down, stepped into the glare, and felt the kind of quiet you only get when a machine you've been trying to diagnose finally stops making noise. Back home, I changed the key code. Not out of spite. Out of order. I texted her. Utilities split ends today. Mail forwarded. Be well. Then I called my brother and told him to bring his grill because we were breaking in my own backyard for the first time in months without walking on eggshells. A month later, my garage was my church again. I'd picked up a used pickup with good bones and spent Saturdays bringing it back. I put a bench in the yard that actually faced the sunset, not the fence. I took a promotion from a chain shop that wanted our team to manage 2 more locations. Jenna deserved a raise. She got one. I switched to a different gym at 6 in the morning and stopped pretending I liked late night anything. I met Claire because she needed air in her tires and didn't want to be patronized. She wasn't a girl. She was a grown woman with a job and a laugh that didn't sound like performance. We kept it simple. She asked questions like she wanted answers, not leverage. We took a drive upstate one Sunday, and she didn't once tell me how to merge. That's more romantic than any playlist. I heard through Lisa that Brooke was staying with Nora for a bit after the short-term lease expired. Something about a job cutback and deposit issues. I didn't cheer. I didn't gloat. I fixed a neighbor's mower, grilled on my patio, and slept through the night without waiting for a door to slam. If you're hoping for fireworks or some grand speech where I list her wrongs, I don't have it. I had a suitcase and a sentence. Pack everything you own in here. It's time for you to move out. That was enough. In the end, it wasn't about punishing her. It was about taking my place back, my own place, with my name on the deed and my standards written in the way I live. When I see couples now at the grocery store, the ones snapping at each other like there's a prize in it, I grab my milk and my coffee and remember one truth that saved me a lot of years. If someone treats you like you're easy to replace, make their prediction come true. Not by shouting, by opening the door and letting them test it elsewhere. Then go build a life that doesn't need their approval to feel real. I did, and it's quieter, cleaner, and mine.